The world is full of threats of identity theft and hacking. But did you ever stop to think that your pets, yes, your dog and cat, could be secretly leaking your information and putting you at risk? Scientists in the UK did, and what they found was shocking. Stick around on Pet Spotlight to see what researchers have learned about how pets may be secretly hacking you as part of 5 fascinating new things that science has taught us this year about dogs. First, scientists have made huge strides in unlocking the history of man's best friend through doggy DNA. A huge study discovered 3 million different genes that help create the variations in breeds that we know and love today. Have you ever wondered how a Great Dane and a Chihuahua could be so different, but actually from the same species? Researchers studied nearly 2,000 dogs across over 300 breeds and compared their genetics. Dogs' DNA creates distinct variations across breeds that account for size, shape, and other traits. For example, there are certain genes that cause the short legs of corgis and dachshunds, and other genes that make ears floppy instead of standing up straight. The scientists further found that dog breeds fit into just 25 major groups. Basically, there are families of breeds where the dogs, although they're different breeds, are pretty alike with each other when it comes to genetics. Interestingly, the study also looked at DNA from wolves and wild dogs. Would it surprise you to know there was actually more genetic diversity in wolves and wild dogs versus breed dogs? Even though dog breeds look wildly different, selective breeding programs over the years have actually stifled genetic diversity. That's why so many purebred dog lineages actually have a lot of common medical problems that come from over-selective breeding and too small of a gene pool. This enormous canine genetic library will enable a whole new world of research into breed characteristics and common dog diseases. This next fascinating study may change the way that you look at your dog. Literally. Would you guess that dogs with plain faces or more complex facial markings are more expressive? I guessed that more complex faces would be more expressive, but I was wrong. A recent study found that dogs with plain faces make more expressions when they're interacting with humans versus dogs with multicolored or patterned faces. Researchers videotaped over 100 dogs with their owners in various settings, and they evaluated facial movements and markings. The dog's owners also judged expressiveness, and owners found that plain-faced dogs, especially younger ones, roughly 2 to 7 years old, were actually the easiest ones to read. Knowing what dogs' faces convey helps us reciprocate communication. For example, senior dogs may appear less expressive because their relationships are already well established. But highly trained working dogs are very animated, showing the importance of fluent human-canine communication. By reading subtle facial cues, we can better understand our perceptive canine companions. Now, before we come back to canine hackers, do you think it's possible dogs will ever learn to talk? First, thanks for taking a moment to subscribe to Pet Spotlight so you never miss a new video. If only dogs could talk, right? It would make life so much easier if we knew exactly what they were thinking. In an incredible new study, researchers developed a device with buttons that play pre-recorded words when pressed by a dog's paw or their nose. And amazingly, over weeks of training, these button dogs, as they're called, successfully learned to combine and sequence those word buttons to express complex things such as outside water, or opinions such as no walk. The findings show that dogs have a much larger innate vocabulary potential than we previously thought, if only we can provide them with tools that are adapted for their physical abilities. Owners can even do this at home now using buttons that you can order online on which you can record words for your dog to select. And when they're given this assistive technology, dogs display surprisingly sophisticated communication skills that actually approach simple sentence construction. This research represents a paradigm shift in assessing canine cognition. Discoveries like this promise to transform how humans and dogs relate by making genuine, two-way dialogue possible for the first time. This next study is for anyone who's ever referred to their dog as a fur baby. it turns out you may actually not be too far off the mark. Intriguing new research has revealed that dogs can develop emotional bonds with their owners that are very similar to the attachment system between human infants and their parents. Scientists studied dog-owner attachment relationships and found that dogs with very secure attachments to their owners displayed less stress and more willingness to confidently explore novel environments. In contrast, dogs with insecure attachments showed more signs of distress and anxiety when interacting with strangers and even with their own owners. The researchers also found evidence that attachment security in dogs was heavily influenced by the owner's nurturing behavior, such as providing physical and verbal comfort to the dog during times of stress, as well as gently encouraging the dog to engage with new environments and people. So what does this have to do with babies? Research found that these patterns in dogs are most similar to the kinds of attachment and interactions that human infants require for healthy development. Discovering these parallels brings us one step closer to truly understanding the minds of our fur babies. So back to the world of canine cybercrime. Should you hide your credit cards from your dog? Maybe not, but it's probably worth taking a look at your pet-related technology. New research has revealed that our pets may actually be compromising our cybersecurity through smart apps and devices that are designed for them. Computer scientists in the UK evaluated popular apps and devices that are used to track and manage dogs, cats, and farm animals. Shockingly, several of these apps exposed users' login information. This means that hackers could easily steal usernames and passwords by monitoring the apps. Other apps tracked users' location without their permission, and the study found that most apps use some kind of hidden tracking software to gather data on users and their smartphones. Now, disturbingly, over half of these apps actually tracked users before they even provided consent, which technically is against the law. While pet technology offers a ton of convenience, it opens up some security risks that many owners are unaware of. So be sure to use unique passwords, take a close look at your app and your phone settings, and be cautious when you're sharing location or data on apps or smart collars. Our furry friends might be unintentionally leaking some sensitive information if we don't take proper precautions. Stay tuned to Pet Spotlight for more fascinating discoveries about our favorite pets. If you've enjoyed, thanks for liking this video and subscribing for more. Until next time.